The drama surrounding Kobe Bryant's place in the basketball pantheon has always sparked debates, but when voices like Steven Jackson enter the conversation, the tone shifts from casual analysis to raw, unapologetic fire. Jackson doesn't just compare players, he eviscerates the notion that LeBron James or Stephen Curry ever carried the same unflinching, merciless mentality that defined Kobe Bryant. He frames Kobe not just as a player, but as something larger than life, a figure who transcended statistics and styles, a man who turned the game into psychological warfare. To hear Jackson speak is to feel the weight of an era when killers walked the court, and only one man smiled in the face of death. Skill for skill, Jackson argues, Kobe wasn't just Jordan's heir, he was Jordan's evolution. The fadeaway, the pump fake, the footwork, the counters, the relentless repetition. Kobe absorbed everything Michael Jordan mastered and added layers of his own. Jordan had a 1-2 pull-up. Kobe built an arsenal of second, third, and fourth counters because he wasn't born with Jordan's effortless first step. He crafted a game out of necessity, and that necessity turned into brilliance. Watching him practice left-handed after breaking his shooting hand, grinding through pain that would sideline others, was proof that Kobe didn't just play basketball. He redefined obsession. What separates Kobe from LeBron and Steph, Jackson insists, isn't just the moves, it's the mentality. LeBron is celebrated for his basketball IQ, his willingness to make the right play, his ability to elevate teammates. Steph is praised for his revolution, his long-range shooting that changed geometry itself. But Kobe wasn't interested in evolution or revolution. He was a revelation. He wasn't studying film to make the right pass. He wasn't running motion offense to free himself for shots. Kobe studied fears, hunted weaknesses, and broke opponents mentally before he destroyed them physically. As Matt Barnes said, LeBron gets penalized for being selfless. Kobe and Mike, they were killers. That killer instinct wasn't theoretical. It was real, documented, and unforgettable. When Barnes faked the ball at Kobe's face and the Mamba didn't flinch, that wasn't stoicism. That was psychological warfare. When a defender wasted a foul stopping someone else on a fast break, Kobe was quick to remind them they'd need all 6 fouls just to survive him. He wasn't just playing basketball, he was planting seeds of doubt, stripping defenders of hope. And when the stakes were highest, that mentality turned into moments that separated him from everyone else. The 2011 finals exposed LeBron James in a way that still lingers in the debate. Averaging just 8 points in the fourth quarter against Dallas, he was hunted by Jason Terry, a 6th man whose legacy highlight became locking down the so-called king. Kobe, by contrast, was playing through a torn ligament in his shooting. Wrist that same season, still putting up 23 points a night. Pain was another opponent for him to conquer. Where LeBron folded, Kobe rose. Where Steph cracked under pressure with turnovers in Game 7 of 2016, Kobe in 2010 clawed down 15 rebounds on a night his shot abandoned him, proving assassins don't need perfect aim, they just need to finish the kill. And then there are the numbers that tell only part of the story. 25 50-point games for Kobe, LeBron 14, Steph 10. In the clutch with less than 5 minutes left and the score within 5 points, Kobe shot 48%, LeBron 38%, Steph 39%, yet even those stats fail to capture the essence, because Kobe's greatness wasn't in efficiency, it was in inevitability. You knew what he was about to do, and you couldn't stop it. He didn't care about how the shot looked, he cared about whether you remembered it. And when he tore his Achilles, walked to the free throw line, and drained both shots before limping off, it wasn't just a show of toughness, it was the declaration that nothing, not even his body breaking, could strip him of his will. That's why his final game was more than nostalgia. 60 points on 50 shots. Inefficient to the critics, unforgettable to anyone who watched. Every bucket was a reminder of who he was. Teammates poured champagne on him like he had won a title because, in a way, he did. He had beaten time, fatherhood, and the expectations of a farewell tour by turning it into a war zone. Legends don't fade away, they burn out in an explosion only they could create. Contrast that with the careers of LeBron and Steph. LeBron needed super teams, hand-picked running mates like Dwyane Wade, Kyrie Irving, and Anthony Davis to secure 3 of his 4 rings. Steph revolutionized shooting but needed the motion offense, Draymond's screens, and Klay's gravity to unlock his full brilliance. Kobe, he dragged Smush Parker, Kwame Brown, and Chris Meme into games where they had no business being. His 81-point masterpiece wasn't just against the Raptors. It was against irrelevance, against mediocrity, against the idea that one man couldn't do it alone. And when he finally had Pau Gasol, just one all-star beside him, he went to 3 straight finals and won 2. No collusion, no shortcuts, just blood and sweat. Even his enemies admitted it. Shaq, his bitter rival, admitted he won 3 rings. But because of Kobe's fire, opponents like Bruce Bowen, Raja Bell, and Ron Artest resorted to elbows, clotheslines, and borderline assaults because they couldn't contain him otherwise. Paul Pierce admitted he could get into LeBron's head, frustrate him, manipulate him. Steph too, but Kobe, there was no head to enter, no mind to rattle. He was already in yours, a living nightmare wearing a jersey. This is why when people talk about the modern NBA, the soft fouls, the spacing, the three-point obsession, Jackson argues Kobe would thrive like never before. No hand checking, 40 points per game, minimum, more isolation, his heaven, softer fouls, 60 free throws a week, three-point emphasis. Kobe shot 38% when he actually committed to it. The same man who outscored the entire Mavericks team through 3 quarters would turn today's game into his personal playground. Because while Steph made basketball fun and LeBron made basketball business, Kobe made basketball war, and war isn't about numbers. It's about who you trust when death stares you down. That's why the ultimate question ends every debate. Game 7, NBA Finals, down 2. 3 seconds left. No timeouts. Your life depends on this shot. Who do you want taking it? The king who might pass, the chef who might get contested, or the black mamba who would rather die than miss? Your heart already knows the answer. Because when death comes knocking, you don't want efficiency. You don't want entertainment. You want Kobe Bryant smiling at the Reaper, ball in hand, ready to kill one last time. That's why when Kobe died, the NBA didn't just lose a player. It lost the last gladiator, the last man who understood that basketball wasn't entertainment, but survival. LeBron and Steph may be icons, they may be loved, celebrated, and worshipped, but Kobe was feared and respected in a way that made even his enemies cry when he was gone. Because they knew deep down they could never be him. They could never want it that much. They could never sacrifice that much. They could never hate losing enough to live and die by every possession. And so, the legacy stands, not as numbers, not as highlight reels, but as a question etched into basketball eternity. Who do you trust when everything is on the line? The king, the chef, or the black mamba forever?